Oh, I
I
just want to say that's a great way to test to see if the icons are working.
Oh, it was
for the
working.
stream.
Yeah.
It just goes like mayhem. Hello everyone, welcome to Into the Multiverse. Into the Multiverse is a series of D&D campaigns, all set in the world of Gostar. And each campaign follows an alternate timeline or different reality, and this one follows the story of the Yeeters. And so, recently, the Yeeters have been in the town of Svartalfheim, which is a famous city for making magical weapons and artifacts throughout history. And recently they've gone into making robots of war, and they're the city that originally started making war forges. So you've come here, you've kind of had some nice time, fighting in some bar fights inside a massive water tank. You've gone around to a few shops, and then there was an outbreak in a factory the day before. You saw a laser was spinning out of control. You managed to stop it and destroy all the robots that were going haywire there. But Cedric and Burr, you both unfortunately lost a leg each. Went to find a healer and bumped into one of Edic's old brothers, Happy, who's been healing the people here in the town. He managed to kind of temporarily stitch together your legs, but you need some rest to actually, benefit from it.
I just remembered I just kept milking the poppy people.
You kept fucking throwing milk of the poppy on all of the people in there, used up all of his milk of the poppy, and sent Cedric into like a catatonic state, like where he started seeing visions from thousands of years ago of some strange elven individual who was creating some sort of dark ritual, betrayed all of his other elven kin, and sacrificed them all to some giant series of eyes in the sky, which opened up and this massive beam shot down, hit the back of his head, and the vision kind of started to fade after that. And then, after a night's rest, just about kind of able to walk on your newly stitched together leg, Cedric, a series of tremors and earthquakes took place. The inn that you're staying in collapsed in on itself. You went out into the street and then watched as a 700 or 800 foot tall robot started to move out of the mountainside which the city is built into, causing an avalanche to fill the city, causing rock slides to come down, smash buildings, and just cause just general destruction over the whole vicinity. Buildings started to explode in the distance as they started to just collapse due to the earthquakes. And, it's up to you if you now want to go ahead and try to clean this up, or if you just want to get the fuck out of town. So before we get to that, I will get all of you lovely players to introduce yourselves, and then we will hop straight into the game. So, starting with yourself, Moss, playing Edic.
Hello, I'm Moss. I play Ebic, the Dwarf Barbarian Warlock now.
Oh yeah.
And sort of getting to all the classes. I'll get there eventually.
It's a process
and
of
yeah,
going galaxy-wide. You also have to go through...
potentially ended like a bunch of civilian lives by using up all the fucking milk of the poppy, yeah.
It's mainly like a painkiller, so, right? Kind of. So they'll fine. They just have to go through excruciating pain. Yeah.
The death toll of people dying from shock.
Yeah, exactly. Their heart just gives up. But hopefully, it doesn't compare to the amount of lives that are currently being lost with the massive robot rampaging around the city. Thank you. We'll now go to yourself, Marcus, playing Diego.
Hello, my name is Marcus. I play Diego, the Aarakocra monk, who is fucking dreading fighting this robot, but I'm expecting just to get like fly swatted out of the sky. But we'll see how it goes.
Very excited. Alright, thank you very much. Then we've got yourself, Cahill, playing Cedric.
I play Cedric, the Dragonborn wizard, who lost a leg. It's kind of half stitched on. He's also exhausted from being wildly drunk and drugged up previous session. So it's not going well for him at the moment.
It's just not. It's out of all the Mondays in your life, this is probably the worst of them.
Yeah, it's yeah, this should be fun.
Beautiful. And then finally we've got yourself, Craig, playing Joe.
Hi, I'm playing Joe, the hobgoblin artificer, wheeler, dealer of the group.
Yep, Mr. Moneybags.
So, exactly.
Iron Man.
Not exactly sure of how money's going to help me in this one, but we'll figure something out.
What you need here is, you know,
Bribe the.
yeah, you need either bribe them or you need the Final Fantasy ability that lets you throw.
I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Oh, Yojimbo, where you just pay
Yojimbo.
a
Yeah,
sim
oh,
for
Yojimbo
someone.
as well. Yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy with my sister recently. We've just gotten Yojimbo and the Magnus sisters, and he is amazing. He's so cool. Yeah, so you just need a Yojimbo robot that basically you pay and he kills people for you. So here we are with the massive colossus ahead. Buildings are starting to crumble just from the quakes of this thing just emerging from the rocks. And you see it starting to raise its fist, brings its fist down slowly, and then you just watch as ripples start to get closer and closer and closer, almost as if the whole city itself is made out of liquid for a split second, and all the buildings just tumble. Rocks, rubble, everything comes down on top of you. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can we see the effect?
You can, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Sorry, a dex saving throws.
Dexterity saving throw, yeah. Or, if you would prefer, you can make a survival check, or a, what was the other one? If you have any other skill you think might work, if you can convince me that it might work, you could use that instead.
I'm gonna go for a 20.
On... You just got a 20?
I got an 18 plus 2 on dex.
Okay, nice. Well, that's perfect. You're amazingly... You're fine. Joe?
I got a 16 on survival.
Okay. 16 on survival. Okay. Epic?
I got a 9 plus a 10, so 21.
Alright. Okay. Diego?
25.
Alright. Grog got a 10. And
Grog.
Burr got an 18. Okay, so all of you just immediately, the adrenaline kicks through your body. All of you start to leap and bound off of different rocks and rubble. Joe, you just kind of step to the side around a foundation that you see is like incredibly strong and solid in one part of the building, and you just safely go in the door of a building and just wait it out. You're fine. Cedric, you tumble, dash around through the rubble, dodge most of it. Burr also paired up with you, Epic. You just start to like swing each other past the rubble and like throw it out of the way of the other person. You're all in the clear. Unfortunately then, as you just tap one of the bits of rubble to the side, it clocks Grog in the side of the head. He falls over,
No!
and a big boulder just comes down and crushes his leg. He's just like, ah, fuck! Throws it off his leg, but he does take only 15 points of bludgeoning damage. He's like, ugh, okay. Gets up, starts running. Where do you want to head? What direction in the city do you want to go to?
Towards the big robot, guys.
We'd probably run to the main square,
Right here in the center.
not
Okay.
knowing what's there.
Okay.
Because I guess we don't yet.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So as you do, you start to dash into the city square. As you do, more kind of rubble and everything's kind of falling off of buildings. You're dashing through the streets and the alleyways, and eventually you emerge in here, and you see now the captain of the guard, who you had met previously, is like, okay, we need to find the architects. Where are the architects? They can shut this down. You, oh, thank goodness. And then as soon as he says that and looks at you, his eyes light up, you hear this like and then you watch as like 3 or 4 robots leap from the roofs around you. About 8 foot tall, they start to collapse down into the square below. I need. I'm gonna roll. Actually, we're gonna see who it affects here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So Grug, Cedric, Burr, and Ebic. You can choose a check that you want to make. Otherwise, if you don't want to choose one, you can just make another dexterity saving throw. See if you can dodge out of the way of these 4 massive steel constructs leaping down off the buildings on top of you. See if you can dodge out of the way. So, starting with yourself, it was Cedric. What would you like to do in terms of avoiding this?
Can I reaction Misty Step?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So you just cast Misty Step. You see the shadow appearing below you. You just teleport to the side. The thing crashes down into the cement, like sending rubble up all around. Turns your way. Bringing up a fist, getting ready to punch you. We're go then to Epic. What would you like to do?
Oh shit! I got a natural 20 on Dex, so
Yeah, so you can you tumble out of the way. It comes down, lands straight onto like a manhole, like more like a grid that goes down to the water system below. Crashes down into the sewers below, and like is now rubble is coming down on top of it. It's just trying to protect itself from the rubble coming down. Grug grabs one of their legs and just hurls it, like using the momentum, throws him into a building. And then finally, Burr is going to also dash off to the other side, where 2 of these robots are coming down by you, Ebic, and the second one then also crashes down into the sewage below, lands on the other one, and they're both just like tangled up in a mess. This one's coming around to punch you, Cedric. I'll get you to make a dexterity saving throw unless you want to do anything else.
I'll just do a Dex save.
Dex save? Okay. Give me a dex save.
9.
9. They rolled an 8. So with that, you just like you're kind of like confuzzled. You dash out of the way. It's charging towards you, leaps up, brings its fist down. You kind of just like stumble back. And you see a guard kind of also like help push you out of the way. It's like, get out of the way, old man! And this fist just comes right across this guy's face. His eyeball shoots out of his head, and you watch as bits of his skull crack and split out of his skin, flicking onto your body and spraying onto the walls of the building nearby. It immediately turns away, turns its attention elsewhere, grabbing that body, kind of dragging it behind him, and throws it into a building, looking for something else to attack. What are you all doing now currently? The 2 robots are down below. One's being thrown into a building. Another one's gone off looking for someone else and is now attacking a few guards. The captain of the guard is also going to eventually catching his breath, like fending off another robot or a few other smaller robots coming out. He's going to turn to you. It's like, you are the ones who, with the robots and the explosion, you helped. You need to find the architects. They know how to get inside the masterpiece. They know how to shut it down. They might be in the college. I don't know. Do you think we can find them?
we can certainly try.
Okay.
Where is the college?
It's north. Never eat shredded. No, northwest of here.
Then let's go northwest.
Okay. All right. We can fight the robots. You go. And alright. So they kind of start to clear a path for you as you start dashing through the streets. Yeah.
Can Diego try fly up above and get like a bird's eye view of where we're going?
Yeah. Give me a
Try to see any of the threats.
perception check with advantage.
Only a 7, 2 4s.
Okay. Look around. There's so much smoke and dust clouds and everything that actually going up makes it a little more hard to make out where anything is. It's all kind of just covered in smoke and clouds and dust and everything else. So going a bit low, kind of managed to guide the group anyway. running through the crowds. Eventually come to like a holdup of about 7 or 8 of these droideka that roll out into the streets. All these guards are like putting down shields that form this kind of spectral wall. They also have to connect and intertwine with each other, and they're just shooting lasers just constantly at these guys. And they're like, "Sorry, you need to go around. We're being bombarded. Where are you going? You should be leaving the city."
We're going to the... What was it called again?
College.
I'm very tired. The college. Yes, the college.
Right. I'm going to roll a check. I don't know, man. The college is behind these droids. Fuck. And one of the shields kind of just depletes and eventually kind of just gets destroyed. And like there's one of the guards then just gets bombarded with a fuck ton of bullets that go into that one opening. It just gets riddled, like his limbs start flying off his body. It's up to yourselves what you want to do. You know that the college is more or less at the end of the street. If you want to go down the street and start making your way around in another direction, you can.
I think we try and preserve for the big fight.
Yeah.
That is inevitably coming.
Just go around.
Okay. All right.
I'll look at the guard and go, "You seem to have got this. Good job."
Thank you!
Turning.
Gives you a thumbs up and his shield starts cracking. He's like, "Oh fuck! We need to push, man!" And they all start running down the alleyway. Alright, so you start heading down this way. Someone give me a survival check.
Not me.
Or if someone wants, they can make a charisma check. Just to, you see, there used to be a skill called Streetwise, which was perfect for this kind of thing in 4th edition. But so if someone wants to make just a flat charisma check as well, they can. But if someone has a good survival, then go ahead.
I got 17 on survival.
17, perfect. So you managed to take them through a few little kind of like small alleyways, heading in that same direction, keeping them on the northwesterly direction. Eventually come into a clearing, which seems to be surrounded by nicer buildings made out of stone, which are starting to crumble down around the place. And you do see quite a few younger dark gnomes kind of huddled around. There's a few dwarves there as well, and then one teacher. He's got kind of slick back hair, very tweed, thin mustache, and 2 little horns spreading out from his forehead. He's trying to bring everyone together. He's like, "Alright everybody, we're just going to keep calm, and in an orderly fashion we're going to start escaping here. If you follow the architects just down this alleyway, they're going to lead us out of the building, but they can't stay with us for long, so you just got to hurry along. And he points as well over to another alleyway. You can see 2 other dark gnomes, or I should just call them Smurfs. That's what they're called. One has like a big plume of blue hair, and the other one has like a big afro of pink hair, big long sideburns that come down into like a what's it called? It's the one that just chin strap basically.
Okay.
And they're just like, let's go! Doing like little JoJo poses up on the side. Alright. No, that's not
Gnome.
Gnome. So, how do you want to approach this situation?
Well, we need to save the architects as much as possible, so...
Yeah. Will we head over to the architects?
Yeah, let's approach the architects.
Yeah.
For sure.
Architect 1. Architect 2. So you start to make your way over to them, and they just like they look at you like, people have come to protect these children. Thank you so much. We have a lot of work to do. Will you just lead these people out of the city?
We were hoping to stop that thing.
Okay. Well, this job would be a lot easier with you. Steven! You kind of point, the guy with the pink hair points to the guy with the blue hair. Think you can handle these children? He's like, no problem! I can do it! And he's like, alright, okay. What? You heading into the big robot? He just kinda, like,
Yeah.
He brings out like a bit of wax and just starts to like fix his eyebrows. Hello, Dad.
The only way to stop it.
Yeah. So what we gotta
Wax.
do? We gotta get inside the head. Inside the head, you have the that's where the masterpiece exists. That's where we upload the subconsciousnesses of geniuses and everything else. That's where you can communicate it. That's where the mainframe exists. We need to get in there, shut it down from the inside. Somehow we gotta get in there though. There's no way we're getting through that like platinum plating. I'm up for any ideas. I was just gonna try and take the possibly the staircase that's in the back of its leg, but that is pretty difficult to do with it walking around and all that. I'm up for any ideas. At this stage, Steven is leading all the kids out the alleyway. They're starting to dash around the places.
I let off a few like fire bolts and stuff if things get too close to them, just to
Nice. You can see now there's
level spells, just cantrips.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So as you
Chewing them around.
I'll get you to make a spell attack for me.
Disadvantage on this as well because I'm exhausted. Oh, and that one.
That one. So, as you okay. You see these kind of like robots with like wires hanging out of their body. Their heads are kind of bashed in, and they're starting to crawl down the sides of the buildings like spiders. Eventually, one of them leaps down, fires at the child. You're kind of like still double vision. You go aim at it midair, kind of gangster style, fire off a firebolt, and it just ricochets off the helmet of this thing, hits one of the kids in the side of the temple, and his hair goes up in flames. You roll for damage. Firebolts.
Oh Jesus Christ! 11. That's low.
You watch as he starts to scream. The fire just like takes off. It just like it starts to just like totally. It catches fire to his clothes. He just goes up in flames in seconds, and he's just screaming. You see one of his friends beside him, like, "Harry, no!" And he falls into his arms, and his clothes catch fire. He has to throw Harry off of him, and his body like crumples to the ground. You watch as like the skin's already burnt away, and he just turns to ash like on the floor in front of his friend, and all the kids are screaming. They start just running aimlessly down all the streets. They all start dispersing, and the other guys start trying to bring them all back. He's like, "Hey guys, we need to stick together. Come on, power of friendship and teamwork." And
seeing that, Cedric's just gonna freeze.
Okay, that's
Just
fair.
Start having flashbacks to his own family.
Yeah,
Just-
absolutely. Yeah, you start to hear the similar echoing screams in the back of your mind. Yeah. Can you make a... No, I'll leave it to you to roll that shit. You see the other architect kind of turn towards him. He's like, "I like his power. I don't like where his head's at. But we could use that. Let's utilize it. Let's go." And he starts rolling up his sleeves.
Is the only entrance, as far as you know, the back of the leg?
Back of the leg, or obviously the eye sockets where the liquid genius pours out, and you kind of look up at the robot, and there are these little waterfalls of silver liquid pouring down its face out of the eye sockets. You can get in there, if you can get in there, or the palms of its hands, but all those things are very high up in the sky. I mean, you can fly. Can you fly? Can anyone else fly? I mean, if you can get in there, but I don't know what you could fly me up. I could take it apart, but I don't know what's in there. We've sent a few people up there already, and they have not reported back. They went just MIA. Like 10 minutes into approaching there, we were in sync. We were sending each other messages back and forth, and then nothing. Haven't been able to get a word on them since. I think there's something fucking dangerous in there, man. But you know, if you think you can handle it, I'm all up for it.
I think we've got to handle it. I'll turn to everyone else like, alright, who can fly? Can I see a show of hands?
Grog's like thinking.
I can levitate.
Debbie's gonna start raising his hand, and Brezel's gonna put it down again.
Oof. All right. I guess back of the leg.
Back of the leg. All right, if we can coordinate our movements and all hop in there when the leg is down, or if we can somehow stop it moving so quickly, something like that could work.
Do you guys have chains or cables?
I like your thinking.
I have
We have
cone of
some in
cold.
the factory.
Freeze it.
That's more like it. I don't think chains are going to be like.
I also have Cone of Cold.
elastic bands around its ankle.
All right. Yeah. Cone of cold. Yeah. Let's fucking freeze its foot to the ground.
All right,
Amazing.
sounds good. I like you
All right.
guys.
Diego's gonna grab Cedric and just like shake him out of the like trance and like start moving us along.
All right. I'll get you to make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, I'm not good at persuasion. I didn't sign up for this. A 2.
All right, it's up to you what you want to do with that.
I'm gonna be. I'll like follow, but like I'm not out of it yet. I'm still kind of
That's fair.
Mm.
Okay.
very much in my own head currently.
All right. So as this has all been going on, this machine has now emerged from the rock and is now continuous about halfway through the city. It's just bringing its hand down and just swiping little buildings as if they're just icing on a cake, just slowly brushing them all away. I need actually. What's Joe's passive perception? Craig?
20.
20. Yeah, you'd absolutely see up at the top as it does kind of lean forward, just kind of swipe all these things out of the way. You would see at the shoulder of this creature, just barely hanging onto its neck, is a woman. Red hair, kind of a red shirt. She has what seems to be like a very large blade in her hand, and she's just kind of holding the side of like the thing, and now looking around. Eventually starts to now slide down the arm of this this machine. Seems very casual.
It's not a great sign. All
There are
right.
people to it.
Yeah, everyone, as you do kind of point it out, everyone can just about make out the silhouette of her against like the morning sun kind of rising up. Can't really make out many features. You do get the occasional like tint of her red hair, and she's just casually like sliding down bits of the armor, making her way off the machine or around the machine. You still heading for the leg? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay. So, as you start dashing your way through the streets again, dodging left and right and all that, eventually you do get to one of the legs, which is starting to just rise up. So, someone's casting Cone of Cold.
I'll cast Cone of Cold as like strong as I can.
You got it. So, you kind of just...
How strong can you cast Cone of Cold? 5th level?
That's a good question.
It's a 5th level spell, so I presume you're casting it at 5th level.
Yeah. Or the ring's doing it, so.
Yeah.
The ring, yeah.
I will tell you now how...
Yours does 8d8 damage, yeah?
Cone of Cold.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at...
I really wish like you could add spells,
No,
like
D&D
equipment.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did that not load? Okay, try this.
Cone of Cold is 1 action, con 15 save, 8d8, 60-foot cone, visual somatic material.
Yeah, it's not going to matter too much about the damage here unless you do want to, actually
Keep track of how much damage the 700 all.
But it will have to make a con save, and I think the DC is 17 if I remember correctly. I'm just trying to reload it.
For Master's one.
Yeah, it's for some reason it's not loading.
What would be the modifier for the ring?
I think the modifier is. I think it's +9. I'm just looking up here. Yeah, so Cone of Cold. It just casts it at the regular level, and the DC is 17 using this thing. So as you cast it, you can, if you want, try to increase it, and if you want to try to increase it, I'll get you to make either a persuasion check or a religion check to try to communicate with Tyr.
Okay, I'll do a persuasion.
Alright. Persuasion check.
My big hate here, buddy. I'm sorry I fobbed you off the last time, but we really need you, buddy. Holy shit! A natural 20.
Natural. Okay.
Just second.
But it's a 19 since I have -1 persuasion.
Well, natural 20, I would say, is a natural 20. So you go into the mind of the ring, and you kind of see the beast in front of you. And for the first time, you start to see it crumble away into this pile of mist until all that's revealed is this, like, 7-foot tall man, absolutely ripped, covered in like swirling tattoos all over. He's wearing like white furs all over his body, massive white beard plaited into this huge braid, and also plaited up at the top into a big like braided ponytail, shaved sides, all these swirls in the sides. And he just looks at you with his hands on his hips. He's like, "Hello there, yeah, let's get this fucking started. That's my fucking daughter up there. We need to get her off. We need to slow down this fucking machine. I've got you covered, lads. No problem." And with that, the ring starts.
I'm just gonna try the predator handshake.
You do predator handshake, and you just this shockwave erupts from the darkness wherever you're preserved in, and the ring starts to like just go like spasm all around, shooting off like ice in all different directions. You can still feel his grasp on your hand, and the strength there is incredible. It's like this invisible hand is grabbing your own. It aims your arm towards the beast, and just this massive cone of icy arcane energy starts to envelop the entirety of this thing's legs, starts to travel up the body, freezing in place, but managing to keep a lovely hole where the doorway is for you all to climb in, even making a set of ice steps going up to the hole. And he's like, "It'll probably hold for about, I'd say, the odd couple of minutes or so. It should be enough time to get all the way up before it starts moving again. It's been a pleasure."
I'm just gonna like salute him and then come back.
You got it. You're back to it. It just gives you a big, massive salute. And you're back to it. You're all under the creature. Can't move its leg currently. It's like swaying to the sides. It's held in place. You can all start making your way up the stairs of this machine. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
So running up, you start to go through all the stairways, go through all these hallways and everything. It's like this incredibly large temple that you're moving through. Everywhere is beautiful and ornate, all made of platinum and marble inside this machine. And eventually, with the aid of the architect, you make your way up to the highest floor. Now you're going down this very large hallway towards the entrance of the masterpiece itself, where the masterpiece is stored. And this beautifully white rectangular room is just smeared with blood. You watch as there's just slaughtered bodies all over the room. Several of their limbs have been sliced off just very cleanly and being thrown around the place. Blood has been sprayed up all over the place. A lot of them, their heads have been cut off clean by like a sharp blade. And the door just slightly hangs open.
I'll just turn to the guys and go, "Guys, yeah, Tyr said that was his daughter, so I don't know if that's important or not. But that's a thing."
I guess you should give him a chance to say goodbye.
It's a good line.
That is good.
Oh, we're going to Dungeon Craft.
So, get your characters here.
Yeeters 3.0.
I've gone through quite a few different versions of these characters, but yeah, you eventually make your way down the hallway, looking through the door into the next room. It's very dark in here. The only light coming into this room is from the 2 eye sockets at the end of this massive room. Looking around, the whole place is filled with wires and tubing and everything that connects to this massive construction at the center of the room, at the far end of the room, with gears and cogs and everything turning and arcane symbols pulsing with energy. And at the center of it is this what looks like kind of like a geometric face of a man with a large beard that goes out into the rest of the machinery and becomes one with the rest of the machinery, all carved out of like some sort of metal you can't quite place, that you've not seen before, and its eyes are hollowed out, and this silver liquid like mercury is running down its eyes into a pool down below, which then overflows and fills up a massive small lake in the center of this place, filled with this similar silver liquid. And several platforms start to raise up from this liquid up until you reach what would be the masterpiece at the end of the room. All these wires connecting to it, pulsing with arcane energy. And you see something else, and Craig, you would notice this, that everything seems to be in tandem with each other. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine. You look at a machine and you kind of pick apart and figure out how it works pretty quickly, but you can see there's something wrong, and other kind of like sparks of blue energy are coming from inside the mechanism of this machine. So you make your way in along with the architect. You start to step over a few more bodies, but these ones, some of them are severed, some of them have severed limbs and things, but others have been kind of bludgeoned, as if they've just been thrown down onto the ground itself, leaving like cracks along the ground, and like half their head is like splattered and broken inwards. Limbs have been broken and crushed, and kind of like half of them are like stuck inside their torso. It's like a very strong force has just smashed them into the ground very quickly and suddenly. And I'm going to find your architect while we'll decide what you want to do now.
I would like to cast Detect Magic to see if the liquid is like a magical liquid, or if it is more of a organic kind of a deal.
What's the range on that again?
Detect Magic is... you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Okay. So, let me just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, cool.
It can penetrate most barriers, including a foot of stone, an inch of metal, and 1 thin shed of lead.
And it tells you what kind of magic it is?
Yes. You learn the school of magic, if any.
You picking it up would kind of get, more than anything, like divination from the silver liquid.
Okay.
Some sort of wait, is divination the scrying kind of one?
It would be, yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah, just look up.
Learn secrets long
evocation.
forgotten, interpret dreams.
Yeah. That would be. It would be have a very strong presence of evocation magic. And the
Evocation.
Evocation. I think. Is that the one I said?
You said divination.
Evocation's elemental and stuff.
No,
this
sorry,
was
like
manipulate energy
My
or
bad.
tap
No,
an unseen source of power.
It would be. Yeah, I'm getting mixed up. It would be divination magic.
Okay.
And the hint of like necromancy or some sort of spiritual energy is also coming from this pool.
Like dark spiritual energy, or just like spiritual energy?
Give me a religion check.
A check I don't have disadvantage on.
For now, you just give yourself it in future.
Plus 2. 12.
12. It doesn't seem good or bad. It just seems to be a passive energy.
Okay.
It just is.
It just is. It just be.
It do be like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense you get from it. It definitely seems to be enchanted and infused with just a whole lot of magical energy, which seems to source back to the massive construct at the center, where it all seems to be pouring from.
Yes. First things first is to ask what the fuck this thing is.
Yeah, so basically this is our deity. We made it over the hundreds and thousands of years this city has existed. As you can see, there's a lot of different architecture and construction and just general technology throughout the ages. But essentially, we every time we have a super genius or master craftsman in the city, as I don't know why I'm explaining. I'll just rush to the kid. We throw their subconscious into here, and this is basically the ruler of the city. Contains all the subconsciousnesses of every genius that has ever lived in this city, but all as one being. Yeah, that's the word. One consciousness together, collective consciousness all together as one hive mind. Or I shouldn't use that word. That's a bad word to use. But
you made a god.
Collective consciousness.
yeah, essentially, it can bestow genius upon people in the city. Once a year, or if they go to the churches here, we can drink from this silver liquid and be bestowed upon us genius, and it connects our minds, helps us to open our minds up to our great ancestors, and very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff.
This sounds like madness.
Madness, genius, there's a very fine line that separates the two of those, and there's a threshold that you fluctuate between when you're balancing on the edge of genius. I like to say it's gone a little bit into the madness side, but something's caused that. Something's tipped the scales, and I need to find out what's going on. As you are here, you're starting to see now the water start to move and ripple and bubble, and you start to see these faces start to kind of take form in the silver liquid. You just hear before the faces start to sink back in. The different voices, different sounds, and different faces just start to be constructed and emerge from this liquid before sinking back in, similar to bubbles boiling up. Different faces emerge with each bubble, each rising sound.
Diego just turns to Yar. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, that's not normal. That's
Really?
I think the regulator's busted.
Alright. How do we turn off your god?
We figured, to prevent assassination, we wanted the god to, be as godly as possible. So you can't turn him off. You can't turn off the god. But we can try to recalibrate him and get his, multiple consciousnesses back in order. Something's throwing this thing out of whack. If I can get in there, if we can start to pull it apart, and
we're good at pulling apart. We
okay. Well, it's a delicate procedure. I mean, I might.
We're not good at delicate.
Okay. Well, I just need to get across this creepy spirit liquid, and I'll just dive right in there and get my.
I thought that creepy spirit liquid was your god.
Yeah, but typically there is no faces in the liquid. It's usually a beautiful, perfect reflection of yourself when you look into it, and you're like, hey, I could be a part of this one day. I could see myself in this, but as the surface is no longer reflective, and there are a lot of faces coming out of it that are not my own.
Why doesn't Moss just freeze it with his ring?
You're gonna freeze this delicate, beautiful You know, I mean, it's crude,
It
but
preserves it for you.
I mean, I could get across. That might work. I mean, it could freeze.
Guys, can you stand back for a second? Like,
Are you gonna thunderstep?
really far back.
Yeah, he's a gnome, isn't he? He's like
Yeah, I'm a gnome.
what?
He's
Just
about
get growth, just,
3
just
feet.
yeet him through.
3 feet tall. I can just lift him.
That works.
Yeah. Or do we? I mean, this. I don't know about you guys, but this kind of this smells of ambush. You know, I'm Diego's just gonna kick one of the dead bodies. You know, it's like I'm getting some hints of ambush.
You kind of kick one of the bodies and they're
Are
like,
the dead bodies
groan,
dead?
Turn over, just like,
Oh shit!
so much pain.
Diego's sorry. Diego's just gonna start doing first aid on this.
You can see
fucking guy.
like the first part of his arm, like not his only his forearm is sticking out of his torso. Like the rest of the arm has gone into the body, and it's just his forearm coming out. And he kind of rolls over, and he's just like coughs up a bunch of blood comes out of his mouth. He's like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Just kill me. Just kill me.
Can I do a medicine check to see if I can fix him?
You can. Go for it. Give me a medicine check.
A 7.
You reckon he's fucked? That his bone has probably gone straight through 2 of his lungs. Both of his lungs
Okay.
are probably punctured.
I'll just be like, who did this to you?
I'm gonna roll the dice. It was masterpiece. Masterpiece.
The masterpiece. Okay.
And he just
Yeah, Diego's just we'll put him.
I'm just gonna throw the jar of milk of the poppy. That's probably empty at this point.
You're throwing it on him, or
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm gonna throw it into the liquid. See what happens.
okay. You throw the milk of the poppy into liquid, and you watch as this pillar of steel fires up out of the liquid and just completely shatters it, disintegrating into like just glass particles, like a fine sand. Reaches like the top of the roof and comes back down. And
There we go. That's the catch.
So we can't yeet because
Alright.
he'll be impaled.
I think freezing it might be an idea, like Joe suggested.
Let me see what I can do.
Or you could thunderstep.
Thunderstep's gonna make a really loud noise and do damage to the structural area.
Are you out of Misty Steps?
No, but Misty Step doesn't bring someone with me, I don't think.
Oh.
I will use my Staff of Power to Cone of Cold a bridge across.
okay. What is the cone's distance?
60 feet. It's a 60-foot cone.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So,
I'll try and make it so that as much of the liquid gets affected by cold as possible.
okay.
You could shoot it off to the side or something.
What's the saving throw for that? Is it a con save or a dex save?
It is a Dex save.
Okay.
Liquid is pretty dexterous. To be fair.
Advantages.
Is it?
So, with that, you make a. Actually, I have a ice pen. So with that, abuses now.
It's in the wrong layer.
Yeah.
Layer it up.
Go.
There we go.
So with that, easily, you make a path of ice all around this machine. Make your way there. Freezes up the silver liquid, solidifying it into just like just looks like a pathway made of steel, making its way to this machine.
Can I then grab a ration and throw it across the ice?
Okay. You can throw a ration across the ice, and with that, from like an angle, like a diagonal angle, the silver liquid kind of like flies across and just splatters the ration to pieces before leaping away from the silver liquid and back into the other side.
Give me a second.
What do I have? What do I have?
What's the distance like around the ice? Or the water. Like, how much water do we have to?
Oh,
water.
To get across? Is it to the other side?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 40 feet, and you get to the other side.
40 feet. That's a lot of feet.
That's an OnlyFans level of feet.
Wall of Force only does... You can force it into a hemispherical dome, or a sphere with radius 10 feet, or you can shape it into a flat surface. That won't work. I think I might just have to Thunderstep over.
Cool.
So, you're thunderstepping over.
So I'm gonna ask everybody to stand. What's the lowest level I can cast this at? Here. What's the distance? Everyone get 10 feet away from me, at the very least.
Alright. I can... Which side?
And I'll say everyone get 10 feet, and as the gnome starts walking away, I'll just grab him and go, not you.
It's like, oh, what I do? What I do? Don't sacrifice me. I swear this wasn't my fault.
For Gabe as well, the thunder can be heard from 300 meters away.
Got it. Alright, so you grab the gnome. You're gonna thunderstep to the other side. So everyone takes a step back.
I look at my pretty bridge of ice that I'm about to shatter and just go, okay. I'll thunderstep across.
So the radius is 10 feet of thunderstep, right?
For damage is 10 feet. I can move up to 90 feet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this here is gonna smash.
Yeah.
So, as you dash to the other side, arrive at the other side, you're now right above this machine. He's like, alright, time to get to work. And he starts to make his way towards the center of this machine. He starts to move away a few kind of planks and kind of just mechanisms out of the way. They all seem to kind of come away on hinges. And then on the pool of silver that's about chest level from you, it starts to rise up until it forms like a perfect floating disc in the air. And you just hear this humming. The ripples of the water start to vibrate, and it starts to glow like a bright, bright light. I need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh, fuck.
You're doing great. You're doing really good. You got him over.
9.
Okay. So
7.
okay.
Can I ask, did my Cone of Cold do any damage? Preliminary damage? Or is it just a bridge now?
So it rolled a natural 20 on the dexterity saving throw. So I will get you
so
to,
it's fine.
I'll get you to roll the damage, but we'll take a quarter of it.
Where's Cone of Cold? Here it is. 35.
Alright.
Oh wait, I did 25, not 35. That's 8 damage. 8.75. So you can.
You got it. I'll round it up.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. Okay. It doesn't seem to have affected it too much. Like it seems to have done some damage, but kind of just freezing parts of the machine itself. Okay. So we got a 9 from Cedric, 7 from Epic. What did Joe get? What did Diego get?
Diego got a 23.
23. All right. I'll just roll for Grug. That's an 8 for Grug. And Burr got a natural 20. Okay. And sorry, Joe, what did you get? Or Craig? Craig, what did you get for initiative?
Craig.
Here, boy.
My mic was on mute.
No.
I got 16 for initiative.
16. You got it. All right. And this thing didn't get very good. So okay, we'll put down okay. Right. So Burr, acting first, seeing this beam go off, Burr is immediately just going to start dashing across. He's going to run. He's going to make a leap across the silver. With that, he doesn't even need to make because he's doing a running jump. He can leap across. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to use all his turn to get there, and he's going to just like shield you with his back, hoping to like protect you some way from this beam.
Me, is it?
Yeah, for Cedric. Yeah.
Cool.
As his turn, he's just like trying to just bring you down onto the ground, protecting you. This is turn. Diego, what do you want to do?
Where is the beam coming from? Is it right in the center of the machine?
Yeah, like right. See this pool of silver, just
Right
below
there,
the
yeah.
face. That has risen up and is now just vibrating.
Great. And we're in the head, so there's 2 eye holes. Yeah, that's where the light is coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Diego is just gonna enter a rage and pole vault across the lake of silver.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
It's flying. God, it's like 90 feet. One sec.
Yeah.
The flying speed of 50 feet plus. 65 feet.
Okay. Wow. That's You're fine. You're there. where do you want to go?
Okay.
Where do you want to be?
I want to be right in front of Cedric, and I'm going to just baseball swing into the disc.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
I'll just do it normally. It's a miss. 12.
Oh yeah, as you swing this around, you think it's like solid liquid, but your glaive, or guandao just hits straight into it and reverberates through your arms. The thing is just like
Grand, and then I'll use the like reverberations to bounce and like hit it in the back with the blunt end of my glaive.
Okay.
And that is a 22 to hit.
You beat it, and with that you slice down through it, crack the solid liquid shape, and roll for damage.
So it takes big rolls. So it takes 16 normal damage plus another. Uh, 6 necrotic damage.
Okay. Nice.
And that is my turn.
You added the +2 for your rage bonus and all that?
I don't get it because I'm not using strength to attack. I'm using dexterity.
Interesting. Okay.
For those of you that missed that as well, the AC for this thing is 22.
Yeah.
But you crack down, and you watch as it's instead of glowing now and shaking, it just goes and dulls down. It's now just a floating disc of metal that reflects your own face. Well, dull metal actually, it doesn't have any reflective surface. That's your turn, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Right, so next in initiative is yourself, Joe. So, Craig.
Alright, so I'll move towards him.
Okay, so 2, 3, that's 1, 2, that's 10 feet. So you want to just leap across this, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the running jump you can, no problem. So that's, I'm gonna say 15. What's your movement speed?
35.
Okay, so 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 gets you there.
Okay. And
God, I hope this is a linear attack and not an AoE attack.
It's fine.
I kind of zoned out. What exactly are we doing?
We're fighting a floating disc that was glowing and looked like it was going to shoot a laser. And has an AC of 22.
The AC at 22 is the important part.
Okay, how far up is it?
It's at that little silver bit.
Yeah,
Just
where,
high
that,
in-
where the head is, that little silver disc just below is where it is. So it's about 10 feet from you.
Just 10 feet away from us.
10 feet away from us, yeah.
Yeah.
Burr is currently huddled over me, and Diego's just after hitting it.
Right, I can cast Shatter on it, so.
Okay, what's the... You're just casting, I'm assuming, just behind, so it shatters kind of the whole kind of thing altogether. What's the save for Shatter?
It's con.
Constitution.
But it's like inorganic stuff gets a disadvantage. Is that right?
Is that right?
Or is
Say
it,
that's right.
or I think it's double damage. Shatter.
Oh,
Is it to
5e.
yeah, it has disadvantage.
Okay.
It's inorganic.
Inorganic
Oh, wow.
materials
Yeah,
such
okay.
as stone, crystal, or metal has
You've
disadvantage.
got, so I will... That is a... So it's just a straight roll then, because it typically has advantage. So that is... Okay. It's still got a... 27.
It takes half
It
damage.
rolled a natural 19 there, so it's a really good roll.
You sure that's half damage? I mean,
So it'll take 11.
11, what type of damage?
Thunder.
Thunder damage, cool. Alrighty then. So with that, it just shatters. You watch as like some of this energy seems to get absorbed into the machine itself, and it seems to absorb most of it. And then also you can make out just by looking at it, this thing has a lot of really good. What's the word for it? Not hydraulics, but what's that thing that absorbs?
shock absorbers.
Shock absorbers. Yeah, it's got some shock absorbers built into it. Some arcane shock absorbers. Okay. Anything else you want to do? The disc itself just kind of shakes, reverberates, and the whole machine itself kind of shakes a bit as well. A couple of bolts come loose.
Scoop in response.
Yeah.
Pastor. Alright, so if there's nothing else, we'll go then to the, what's his name? The architect. He's like, alright, you're doing great, boys. I'm going in. And he hops into the machine itself and starts to now dig away at it. He's gonna start making some rolls. So it's gonna be one success. He's like, okay, I've never done this before, but so far so good. We're gonna reconnect this to the calibrator and deconnect this to the exhaust pipe and the thing to over here. We're gonna reduce the pressure. All seems to be going well. That's his turn. So we then go from him over to Cedric.
Okay. I'm currently being huddled over by Burr.
The humming
Burr.
has calmed down, it seems, but yeah. So Burr kind of relaxes a bit, not seeing any danger, and kind of releases you. It's gonna be okay. I know sometimes we have bad days. Let's make it a good day. And he gives like a really fake smile.
Can I just quickly ask the gnome, like, is this thing alive?
Yeah, absolutely, completely sentient, 100% is our leader and has been for the past several thousand years. Probably doesn't appreciate what I'm doing, but in the long run, I'm hoping that he's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna cast Vampiric Touch.
Oh, alright. What part of this thing do you want to touch?
The disc.
The disc, alright. Is it an attack roll for the disc?
Yeah, it's an attack roll.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
An attack roll.
24.
So with this, it's not the touching of it itself that's difficult. It's the trying to extract the energy from inside of this. But you find like a heartbeat under this plate that you place your hand on, and you start to pull the life out of this living mechanism. So how much damage do you do?
16.
Nice. And with that, as you pull the life out of that, you start to now feel your subconscious for a split second split into 6 or 7 different conscious minds. And you start to see from several different perspectives. You have these great ideas. And you're just filled with inspiration to create and to craft. I'm going to say next turn, you can either have advantage on your next attack, or you can try to change and manipulate a spell to your choosing if you want. And within reason, we can roll for it, and we can see how you want to tweak a spell to do something slightly different to what it would usually do.
Okay. I also heal 8, but I'm full health, so.
Okay. We could say it shakes off a little bit of the exhaustion that you're experiencing. Yeah. Kind of re-energizes you somewhat with all this, like, you feel young again for a moment. Alright, so that's Cedric's turn.
You feel 8 hours younger.
8 hours younger. Alright, so with that, Grug is going to start bounding across after everyone else. A lot of people have been hitting this ice, so I'm going to just... Grug is going to make a dexterity saving throw. And with that, he's running across, lands, breaks the ice, falls in, and like starts clawing on the ice and has to scramble up to catch up with the rest of you. Eventually makes his way there, just kind of starts to grab a bit of the metal. It's like, I don't like it, I don't understand. And just starts to claw at one of the just mechanisms here, the platform that he lands on. He's going to start punching it. It's going to be a 22, so it's just hits. And with that, that's a 11 damage. It's not magical, so it's okay. And he's gonna make another attack. He's gonna bring out the. Does he have the Yeeter? Or no, you have the Yeeter.
Yeah, I have the Eater. He has the. I think the giant sleep. I think he has the
better, yeah. So,
clockwork blade. The clockwork blade.
Okay, yeah, cool. So he's now gonna he goes in with his claws first. That's his first instinct. Then goes one-handed with the giant blade into the mechanism itself. He's gonna make another attack. It's not gonna hit. That's a 20. So, unfortunately. Okay, so That's Gostar, and he's just slashing away. He's going to go into a rage, just build himself up more and more. So he's just tearing away at stone and steel. That's his turn. We now go... Missed anyone? Nope. Okay, now it is this thing's turn. Alright. So, you managed to power down that core, so it's going to see if it recharges. Okay.
Wait, have I gone yet? No, I haven't gone yet.
Oh, you haven't gone yet? Where?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it above me?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm way down here.
What did you have? Oh, you had a 7. Yeah, sorry, you were just after Grog. Sorry, yeah, you're on a 7. Yeah. So you're down here. Actually, I'll bring you down. There you go. What would you like?
So I'll do the same thing. I'm like, I'll sprint
Okay.
and just yeet myself across.
Nice. All right. You're a little lighter than Grog. Grog was just massive, so the rest of it holds for you. So that's 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. What's your movement speed?
I think it is 35.
Okay.
Yeah, 35.
I'll get you to make a dexterity check for me.
Ooh, an 11.
11. You kind of slide forward a little bit, but you kind of like slip more than anything and more stabilize yourself. We're going to see if you can actually use the momentum of the ice to get a little further. But I'll say you just get to around here. You can see below you in the ice there's more kind of wires and constructs and everything else. You can try to hit that if you'd like. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll go swing at those.
You're going to swing down into the
Yeah.
thing below? Okay, give me an attack roll. So you are swinging into ice, so it's a little bit harder.
A 24.
I give it 2 more AC because of the ice, but you just crash through the ice, go into the silver, and start cleaving down underwater into the machine below. Roll for damage. Pretty cool.
Because I actually genuinely forgot we upgraded the Yeeter to +3.
+3 weapon, yeah. So it's good.
Yeah,
A whole bunch
so-
of damage.
12.
12 damage, okay. And as you do as well, go under this water. You crash down, slam into the construct itself, and you start to absorb these memories of this room. And you're now in the perspective of this machine. And you see the doors opened up into the hallway. You see the silhouette of a woman walking into the room. And in her hand is a pair of massive scissors. And in her other hand is this blue glowing gemstone. And she starts to slowly walk towards you. And you come back to. You can make a second attack if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna yell at the architect, to try to find a blue crystal, because that's probably what's causing it.
I'll get you to make a performance check, because you are underwater.
Okay.
Or under this mercury liquid.
If it's mercury, don't stay in it long. That'll kill you.
A 17.
Wow, yeah, so you just you go to funny blue crystal and it just bursts out. Just about, you can hear the murmurs, shouts, and people pass along the chain to the architect. Burr eventually kind of leaning in, like with his whispers, like, "Find the blue crystal." And he's like, "All right, that sounds about. Oh, there it is. Oh my God, it's everywhere." Shit. Okay. So he has advantage on the next kind of checks now. All right.
Alright,
Nice.
I'll swing again.
Swing again. You have a disadvantage now because you're underwater. Unless you're using a piercing.
No, I'll be slashing one.
Yeah. For the blade that you have it.
And a +10, stupid, because like the lowest roll I got was 10, so I got a 20.
Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. As you do come down, you just hit this like platinum plate. It cracks, but it doesn't go through into anything like vital, like for this machine.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Fuck it, I'll action surge to get myself my 2 attacks.
Yeah, all right, go for it. Yeah. So you, the bubbles like start rising up for your body. This heat starts to fill the space and starts to cause the silver to glow red. And you just start to just go like just a machine yourself at this thing. Give me some attacks. They are at disadvantage again. Right.
Okay. Yeah, the lowest was a 23.
Wow, yeah, so both hit. Absolutely. You're just underwater, moving through this incredibly thick metallic liquid. You still slash through, break through that cracked plate and start to tear into the circuitry of the machine.
Can I hypothetically ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were to Otto's irresistible dance and it were to fail its wisdom save,
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what happens if that. Yeah, it might work. Might very well work.
The whole robot starts dancing.
That would be catastrophic to the people.
just a thought experiment.
So 13 is one attack for damage,
Okay.
and the other is 11.
11. Alright. Nice. So yeah, you just just start bringing your blade in, slashing, cutting, ripping out circuitry, and like sparks are now flying from this thing, and now this big jet of more of this liquid is shooting up into your face. Just jam the sword back in again. Doesn't seem to be liking this. You are definitely doing a lot of damage to whatever this thing is, but you can't quite tell what you are doing at the same time. Okay, so that is you. That jet that's coming up towards you now just turns into this solid mass of liquid steel, and it pummels you right in the chest. There is no attack roll here. You just take 60 points of force damage, and you are shot out of the water and slide across the ice, crack down on your back onto the ice. You're now prone over here, out of that hole that you just made. So you take 60 points of force damage.
Help! I've fallen. I can't get up.
Alright, there's the hole that you made. And with that, it is going to... 2, 3, 4, 5... Joe, from that hole then, a second blast comes up behind you, cracks you in the back. And Craig, you take 60 points of force damage. And you are launched across the ice. I need to make a dexterity saving throw for me. As you are shot across here.
Did you say 60 points of force? Jesus.
You get that, Craig?
Yeah, I got 17 on the deck save.
17, okay. So you are... Yeah, you're fine. You're only pushed 5 feet. Okay, cool. Kind of knock back, slide across the ground, but you just bring your robotic mechanism into the ice, claws along it, you're fine. Okay, that is its turn. With that, we're back to the top of the round. And we're gonna go to Burr. Burr is going to just call back. Are you okay, Epic? You fine? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I'm just gonna be on my face and just like face down, put my thumb up.
Okay. Right, I don't like that. And he's gonna bring up his hand, and this like crackling blue electricity is gonna start sparking off in the center of his hand. He's gonna run over to the hole, and then it sparks up, turns into this bright blue electricity, shoves his hand into the hole, and fires a fireball down into the circuitry where you just got shot out of. So this thing's gonna make a dexterity saving throw with advantage. It's gonna be a 12 + 1, so that is gonna fail, and he's gonna take fireball to the face. Actually, you know what? It is going to use one of its legendary saves to not, and it's going to absorb
Okay.
the fireball into the engine itself. Let's use one of those. And he's like, "What? No! That was my moment. That was." And he's gonna go into a rage, slamming down in the ice. That's his turn. That's Burr. We're going to Diego.
Alright, so is the disc still knocking around, or?
It's still kind of just hovering there, and it has now started to regain a little bit of that glowing light.
Alright, Diego's just gonna fucking start hitting a metal plate with glaive, I guess.
Okay, very exciting for Diego.
I'll do a reckless attack.
Okay, cool.
That is a 26.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it takes 8 slashing damage and 2 necrotic damage, and I'll go for my second attack. That's 17. So I assume that doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. As you hit it, it reverberates again. And no, it doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Amazing. Diego's just gonna like grab the edges of the disc and start like headbutting the edge for my unarmed strike.
Amazing. That's beautiful. You can have
a 23.
Yeah, it just hits. You start hitting it. There's like blood smears from your own blood, like hitting against it, but you do start cracking it.
That's 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you know what?
That is magical. Your attacks are magical, aren't they?
Yes. Yes. All my. And you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'll get a con save.
Oh shit!
See.
Okay.
Just to see.
Can you stun a god?
Yeah, I assume its con is like plus 100.
It's got a +8 to con. It got a 21 on the saving throw.
Plus 8 is doable.
Yeah, I mean, you can work with that.
I can work with that. Alright, and I'm just gonna...
disperses across it.
That's fine. I'm gonna headbutt it again.
Alright.
And that is 23 to hit.
23 hits, yeah. You're just hitting that perfect mark every time.
And... Diego's just like seeing stars. He's just channeling what Rug has taught him.
Yeah. Picture it as a rock.
Nothing but a rock. And I will +8. I don't like those odds. I'll get one more con save.
Okay. It's a 19 this time.
Nah. Yep, yeah, it's fine.
So, sorry, what was the damage there again? Sorry.
10.
10.
Bludgeoning.
10 bludgeoning. All right. So
the magical bludgeoning.
Smashing faster, 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 cracking this thing, actually coming away completely dazed. There's blood smears all over this thing, but the whole machine, like after hitting this thing, it seems to like shake up the entirety of this machine, and everything is rippling around. Cool. Is there anything else Diego wants to do? Is that your turn?
No, that's everything.
Okay. Right. So, that brings us to yourself, Craig. So, what do you want to do? You just got blasted by a pillar of steel, taking 60 force damage.
Correct. Do you want to go into the machine and help the architect while we fight it?
He's just in like, what's his
After
name?
you say, I
was gonna say, what's the guy from Naruto who is like the strategist who goes into that state where he like puts his fingers together and starts...
Shikamaru.
Shikamaru, thank you. I haven't watched Naruto in ages.
Shikamaru, best character.
so
I'll fight anyone that says he isn't.
he is.
Except for Rocklead, though. Rocklead's pretty good.
Oh man, okay, yeah, when you start looking through him, there's some great characters. We come back to you in mid, Craig?
Your turn, Craig.
Would you like to...
It's your turn.
Um,
So you've taken 60 force damage to the face.
yeah.
Craig was saying that do you want to go into the machine and just help out the architect, and we like cause it just is like still like 5 of us fighting it.
Yeah, I'll just hook myself up to the mainframe.
Alright.
Actually, yeah, can I plug my suit of armor into the machine
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
try and force control over it?
Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely start hooking yourself up, trying to break into this thing. I will get you to make an intelligence check for me. See if you can figure out how to do that. This is like both ancient technology, really, really new technology beyond anything you've seen. It's a combination of a whole bunch of things that you've got to work with here.
21.
21. That is going to be 1 success on the meter. So you are now plugged in, hooked in, and you can start trying now on your next turns to try and connect with this being. This is going to be the biggest Pokemon that you have ever captured.
Open Task Manager and close
all
the
these-
crystal.
All deformed all the operations.
Yeah.
As you do go into the conscious minds of all of these great minds that once existed here, they're going to start just it's just overwhelming initially. You're going into all of these conscious minds, all of these sounds, ideas, everything are going into yourself. And as you do, you focus on a few, going back to the creation of this thing. You find one mind, and they are creating a weapon for a god who needs to construct this temple for another god. And he needs something that all his hammers have been destroyed. And so he's come to these people of Svartalfheim to make him a weapon and make him a tool that cannot be broken. And they go ahead and they start to craft Mjolnir for this deity. You start to see another person. Her hair has been ripped out, and she's got this ball going on. So they make her this this ever-flowing wig of gold. And this is the kind of early days of Svartalfheim, where they made items and weapons for deities. And you start to go into that mindset of all these old great legends. Okay, so that is your turn. Unless there's anything else you want to do while you're in there. Anything else you want to browse?
Knowing what lore this is linked to, there's one item I'd really like to get my hands on for Craig.
You can try and figure out where these are now if you would like to try to do that. If there is something in particular you want to look up and try to find, you can name the type of item you're looking for, and we can get you to roll a history check to see if you can find out where
Deck
it is.
of many things. Let's ruin this campaign.
It exists.
I'll start with Mjolnir.
Mjolnir? Okay.
I gotta go to the jacks real quick.
Give me a history check.
History. How is my history? Ooh. 28.
Right, with that,
I have a
rapid
plus 10
fire.
to history.
Your subconscious has left your body. You are in the machine now, and you're stashing around to all these brains, trying to pinpoint exactly which one remembers best where Mjolnir is. You watch it progress through life. You watch this guy construct this temple to a deity known as Demu, which you've never heard of before. And once it's created, he opens up the gates to the elemental plane of water, which comes down in a pillar of water into the temple and completely washes him away, completely destroying him body and soul, which he ascends then into the skies and becomes the elements that the weather itself. Thoros just destroys him into everything, drops a hammer, and it sinks to the bottom of the lake where this temple was built on. So that is where Mjolnir is. And your mind continues traveling, and you watch as one of these Smurf people were at that temple later on in time, and they've managed to recover Mjolnir through magical means. He's been called in to extract it from the lake, and it's been shattered. And he is the only one who knows how to lift it and put it onto a pedestal so they can start to reform it, and it now exists within that temple. Demu's temple, which is at the center of Mimir's Well, which is the name of the lake and the pillar of water that comes down. Alright, so we'll go now to the architect who's in there with you. Is like, whoa, shit, alright, he's hooked up, baby. Alright, I'm gonna try to deal with this fucking ice rock. And he's gonna start breaking across this blue crystal. And that is a 19, so that is another success. He's now starting to chip away at it, pull it away, and this is just sheer force of trying to rip it away from the mechanisms before he can get in there and solve the problem. So between the two of you, you're doing pretty well. We'll now go to Cedric. It's your turn. Joe is hooked up, his eyes are rolling back in his head, and he's like in the subconscious minds of all these geniuses that lived before him. What do you want to do, Cedric?
I will.
Digging this music. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's good
didgeridoo
music.
or something. It's like
It's a Witcher battle music, I believe.
nice. That's always good.
It's always a good shout, you know. Hard to go around with The Witcher.
Absolutely.
Can I get close to Joe and I'll cast what's it called? Wall of Force.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just locking him in.
Just lock him in, yeah. I'll have to stay inside with him, but I
Okay.
will lock him in.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to stay in
Alright,
here.
can I-
Stay safe. Yeah.
It is concentration, so I'm going to be pretty much... I'll cast Wall of Force as a dome around us, and then I'll just pull out Rodgill and ignite him.
Nice. That's cool. That's a really cool move. Yeah. You just ensured your victory eventually. You just all need to survive this. So yeah, he's around here, locked into the mechanism. You're protected by this barrier, and we're gonna go then to Grug. So Grug is going to, I'm gonna fucking run up. He's gonna go beside you. Hello. We are smashing our head against this frisbee.
Diego's just gonna very slowly like turn and just like look past Grog and just nod, and like blood dripping down his face.
I have always wanted to play Ultimate Frisbee. He's gonna bring his head down onto the front of his disc. That's basically that's a 27 to hit. That's yeah, he's going in with forehead and all, and that's another. What's good? That's gonna be 10. No, plus 5, so 15 more damage to this thing. All right, and then he's gonna just smack his head in, bring the blade, bring it like the blade so it lines up, so the hilt is like at his forehead. He's gonna headbutt the end of the blade into the disc itself. He's gonna reckless attack. Screw it. It's just enough. That brings up to a 22. So that is gonna be 11 plus. Oh, that's 16.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
16 damage. Alright, so he just smashes into it with his head. The blade is now stuck in the disc. He's like, I like the ultimate frisbee. That's him. Epic, it's your move. You just got blasted by the silver water.
Yeah, you have to use half movement to get a burner.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Because I'll get you to make a dexterity saving throw. See if you do get knocked prone.
Even with my advantage, I don't think I'm getting that.
What did you get?
Oh, never mind. The roll was like frame rate was going so slow. I was like, it's gonna land on a 4 or something, and it was like, oh, actually landed on 19, so I got 21.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm gonna say what you
Dex.
do, crack down on your back. You kind of just do a back roll, stumble backwards, and just start running with the momentum then forwards into wherever you want to go.
I'll run into the hole again.
Okay, you go back in.
You know, I've dug my hole. I'm going into the hole.
All right, you dive back in there. Blade ready. First attack isn't with a disadvantage, I'll say, as you use the momentum to propel yourself down. So give me an attack roll. Cool.
28.
Yeah, you're just like a torpedo going down into the circuitry of this thing. I'm gonna say with a 28, you break through the circuitry, and now we're in this like hollowed out area. The silver liquid is filling this room, but you're inside a room, and you just see this big pulsing silver heart in the center of this thing. There's loads of silver liquid as well at the base here, and it's starting to trickle in from above you. But yeah, you land into the very center of this thing. How much damage did you
do 10 damage.
10 damage, okay.
I'm going to see if I can find the blue crystal or anything similar to it in here.
Give me a perception check.
Perception. An 8.
8. With that, you can see just about there, like from the roof, there's like a few little bits of kind of crystal growing along a pipe down towards this big silver pulsing heart. Yeah, there's a few kind of in the ceiling, kind of coming down along a center pipe going into the heart.
I'm gonna swing up those, but try not to break the pipe.
Okay, I'll get you to make an athletics check, see if you can get up there, like crawling up the heart, like bouncing off circuitry and rolling up there. Yeah, give me an athletics check. And if you're raging, you can make the advantage, obviously.
I'm not raging yet.
Oh, no, okay.
24.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just tumble around, swing off things. And if you watch, like in Footloose, where he's like in the place swinging off chains and stuff, you just like swing your way up to the top. You're now hanging up with one arm, one of your arms wrapped in chains. You're now right up there, and then you can start hacking away at this crystal stuff. Give me an attack roll.
Hey, 23.
That hits, yeah, absolutely.
On anything above a fucking +7 on something is almost guaranteed to hit. A 11.
11 damage, okay. And because you are where you are, I will say that counts as double damage because you're attacking this blue crystal, you're attacking all these vital parts of this machine. So yeah, double that. Alright. So that's your turn. Back to this thing's turn. You can see this thing charges up. And with that, let's see here. Alright. This... Wow, this just affects everyone. Okay. You watch as this thing that you've been smashing with your head, stabbing into and stuff, starts to hum again, glows bright white. And then just this dispersion of radiant energy infuses the entirety of the place. The same thing happens to the center of this thing's heart that you're down by, Epic. Everyone takes 45 points of radiant damage.
of radiant damage.
Unless you're in, you don't take it if you're in the wall of force. You're okay in the
No,
wall.
physically things. The wall is immune to all damage. That means we're inside the wall are immune to all damage.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
If we're domed in, we would be.
Yeah. So you two are okay. Everyone else takes.
Craig, I just saved your ass.
Jeez.
And my own ass. That
And
doesn't
your own
matter.
ass. So, all right.
Is little gnome guy still in here too?
Little gnome guy. You look. Give me a perception check.
13.
You can see just to the corner of your eye this burst of white light, and you just see the skeletal figure in the white light just crumble to bones inside the
God.
machine.
Damn it.
And he is incinerated. In inspiration. In that last moment before he dies, he's like, I understand the universe! And bursts into just bile and ash. Okay. That's him out of it. And I need Grug, Diego, Burr, and Evic. I need you all to make wisdom saving throws. Grug,
Alright.
Burr.
17 for Diego.
What'd you get? 13?
17.
17.
17.
Okay.
7.
Alright. And what did you get, Evic?
18, but I think I have a -2. No, I have a -1, so 17.
Okay, so Grug, Ebic, and Diego, you're stunned until the start of its next turn.
Uh-oh.
Until the end of its next turn, sorry. As you are overloaded with just all of these memories, all of these great minds, everything that they ever experienced, you're just comatose for this brief moment where you just cannot act. Yeah, totally stunned. Okie dokie. That is his turn. Back to the top of the round. Everything's falling over. Okay, it's fine. It's Burr's turn. Burr is okay. He is going to look around, see everyone's stunned. He's like, okay. What can I do? What can I do? Let me get my spells. Nope. Nope. Well, what can you do? He might just attack because he doesn't know what else to do. Yeah, fuck it. He's just gonna attack. He's gonna dash over here. Gonna hit the big plate that just released that. I don't like that, so I'm gonna reckless attack. That's going to be a 22. Very nice. Rolling a lot of 22s. That's not so good. So 4 plus 3, that's 7 damage plus 9 damage. Okay. Alright. And I'm gonna hit it again because I just what I want to do. Okay, that definitely hits. That's much better. Ooh, yummy. Okay, 17 damage. Okay, he's just like hacking away. Just go to sleep. That's his turn. Right, Diego, you are stunned. Joe, it's your turn. You're in the subconscious mind of this thing. You're trying to hack into it, figure out how to take it apart mentally and just take control of it. So, Craig, I will get you to make me another intelligence check.
18.
18. So another success. You now start to like feel like you're almost putting your arms through the sleeves of a jacket, like taking control of this robot. You can feel like you almost have one control of like a few of its fingertips. While you're here as well, going through these subconscious minds, gathering them all up, basically like lassoing them all together because they've all dispersed and separated all around the place. Is there anything you want to delve into? Anything you want to look up, look for? A few things do come to mind. They've made this. They have made this artifact from the. They were given the toenail clippings of Zachriel, and they had this enamel, and they began to forge these enamel cards out of what they were given.
I'll look for the deck of many things.
All right, give me a history check.
There's an item in Norse mythology that is a band that when you take it off, it doubles infinitely.
Oh yeah, they're like the really well, like rare, like one that like is covered in jewels and stuff. It's
21.
21. You dash around, and one night you are another one of these Smurf people moving through the hallways, checking on all of the great relics that have been made here. And this one character, shrouded in darkness, comes around. He's got these large horns, long tongue, and as soon as you see him, you know who he is. He's this prankster. He's this bringer of misery, and this puppeteer master known as Krampus. And he has grabbed the deck of many things, and he has gone out of there. He's left, and you know that he works for the Winter King. He has them somewhere. Alright, so there we are. We got that. We now go to well, he's dead, okay. Cedric, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
From inside the wall, not a whole lot I can do. Do I have why can't I think of names? Joe is pretty beat up, right?
Joe took 60 damage. So.
I'm on 31 health currently.
Okay, you're not too bad.
The wizard can heal?
The wizard has healing potions.
Alright.
So if it's a countless of endless water that is full of alcoholic healing potions.
That's true too. I'll get you to make a perception check for me.
12.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Can I like flick through my Necronomicon to like search for a spell that might help?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I'll apply a disadvantage because I'm sleepy.
Okay.
13.
Alright. Let me just see here. Just get it up here. I should have had this ready. Looking around, looking for something that might help. You find a no, that won't help at all. Let me see. Trying to think.
If there's nothing, there's nothing. That's fine. Just
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm gonna like trying to get into your head. I'm gonna have one more attempt to try to find something interesting. Yeah. Alright, we'll try this. Okay. That looks interesting. You find a spell that will catch your attention called Soul Shackles. It's a level 5 spell. And you draw out the soul of a dead creature and try to imprison it within a talisman, similar to the spell Soul Cage.
I have the spell Soul Cage.
You have the spell Soul Cage. Okay. Yeah, this is just Soul Cage, but it just has a different name. Okay, never mind.
That's I was gonna ask once we got to the end of this if a Soul Cage would work on this thing.
Yeah, you looking through here as well, and the way they talk about it and things like that, you might be able to manipulate the thoughts of this thing. If you can get, it's like almost getting your hand on like one of the gear sticks of this thing. There are a lot of souls in here. If you could pick the right one or take one that could try to, if you could move one and try to, you could try it. You can see what happens. It might work if you want to try to use Soul Cage on this thing. Try to extract a soul from the. You might even be able to give you valuable information as well. The use of Soul Cage as well.
Yeah.
You can ask a question.
I can only cast Soul Cage when it dies, though.
The fact that in this case, give me. Actually, no.
But I can't cast it anyway because it would break concentration on my.
That's true. But you would know that these things are already dead. You could just pluck one out of this pool, out of this reservoir, and take control of it if you wanted. If that's what you want to do.
Oh, don't fuck with. Okay. All my monitors just blinked on and off.
Oh god. It's always concerning.
Sure, I think I'll try Soul Cage on this thing.
You gonna have a go at it? All right.
Yeah, why not?
So, with that, there's no save at all, is there? It's just.
No, it just works.
Yeah, so you just.
It's because the thing's meant to be dead.
Yeah, you're
so
gonna
it
kill
just
it,
works.
and then you do it as a reaction. So I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Just try to reach out into this thing, grab one of these loose souls, and absorb it into an item. Do you have something that would be worth?
The Soul Cage just. Oh, it does actually
Has
require an item.
If you have
I
something,
have.
or if you have that amount of money, or you have something that you bought that could work. It could be any talisman as well, or a gemstone we can save for this case.
I have my +2 Magus staff.
Yeah, we can go with that if you want. If you want to use one of the charges, permanently remove a charge and keep it inside your. Is there charges in that?
It could store a spell.
We can say that instead of storing a spell, you can store this soul, if you would like.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so you.
Do I have anything else actually before I gotta do that? Not really. Can I absorb it into Rodgil?
I will get you to make an Arcana check if you want to try to do that.
Sure.
You're trying
I'll
to,
inspiration that.
like backdoor a hex blade or something.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. With that, and see if we can resist. That's a 2. Okay, so with that, you jab Rodgil in, you cast Soul Cage and absorb this creature into this, and you watch as the flames go from bright red to bright green, and then dim down. The whole blade goes completely black in your arms, in your hand, and then it reignites with green flames. You now see this face of a bearded man appear at the end of the sword, just hello, who am I?
Alright then. You are in my sword.
Okay, this is not the first time this has happened to me. What do you want, fiend?
How do I stop this? And I like turn so the face is like pointed at the machine.
Ah! Ah, masterpiece! I have escaped. I am free! I'm my own person once more. Wow.
Well, you're a sword.
Ah, it's just so free. Freedom! He breathes in. Yes. You can take it apart if you can release me back into the machine with this newfound freedom. I could take it apart from the insides, perhaps.
How can I trust?
Yes, I will be the master of the masterpiece. I will become the genius supreme. I believe I have the power to do so. You've infused me with so much arcane potential.
How will that affect, like turn him a little bit to face Joe? Be like, how will that affect this guy?
I tapped minds with him. It seems like he's trying to connect us all. He's rounded us all up. I might be able to now get us all in line, absorb them into my soul. It shouldn't affect him too much, as long as he gets out in time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 6 seconds to think about this.
You got it! As soon as you release me, I'm ready to go. He starts to flare up. Alrighty then. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Glog's turn. I am stunned. And Epic is also stunned. So we go back to the top of the round. This thing is going to see if it recharges its thing. It does not. So instead, it will. The water around you, as you, Epic, you're kind of like getting your bearings and you're kind of readjusting a bunch of the liquid that's filling up in here. Reforms, solidifies, hits you in the side of the head. You take another 60 points of force damage. You're just slammed into the side of the pipes and walls here, falling as well from where you were onto the ground. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Burr is then going to be slammed at the back of the head and crashes his head onto the floor. He is now unconscious and dying.
Brr.
Again.
Fucking. He's having a rough of it.
Yeah, his whole face is just smashed into the floor. Okay, that is this thing's turn. It's just smashing away at people. Right. That is that. We're back to the top of the round. It is Burr's turn. He's going to make a death saving throw. It's a fail. Fail. Diego, you're back to consciousness.
Oh, alrighty. So, Burr's dying on the ground. Yeah, the disc is still in front of me, or?
Disc is still in front of you now. It's starting to like move and rotate and spin.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it and try and stop it spinning. And I'll just start whacking it with my glaive.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, give me some attack rolls. As it's spinning around, you grab on top of it, start spinning with it, and just start jamming the glaive into it.
First one is a miss, it's a 12.
12, okay. So with that, you kind of, your arm just kind of slips off, and you kind of flying back, barely hanging onto this thing.
Oh, second one's a miss, a 17.
This one, the edge, you just fly straight off the thing, skid across the ground, grabbing onto it, and start to claw your way towards it again.
Okay, first unarmed strike is a 23.
Okay, that hits, yeah. This one, you just bring it up, stop it in place with your fist. It freezes on your fist now.
It takes 7 bludgeoning damage
Alright.
and 4 necrotic damage.
Nice, nice, nice.
And I will get a con save
You got it.
from God, please. One con save.
It's a 23.
Cool.
Unfortunately.
I don't know what I don't know what I expected, and I'll go for a final punch, and I complete a whiff.
Alright.
So I'm just barely hanging on for like dear life.
Okay. So Tony Bissett smashes down on your knuckles, slams him into the ground. Right, Diego. We then go to Joe. It's your turn. You're powering through this thing. You're absorbing all these conscious minds. Joey, making me another intelligence check. However, as you are going through all these, your intelligence score increases by 4.
That's a lot.
Like permanently, or
For now, you
Okay.
have all of these brains inside of you.
so I add 4 to my overall score.
Add 4 to your overall intelligence score, yeah. And make me an intelligence check, see if you can connect with these minds.
23.
23. With that, you now are bringing them all together, reforming them into one conscious mind. You feel your own conscious mind being drawn into them as well. I'll need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Dirty 20.
You manage to hold on, pull away from them, and start to now disconnect yourself as you do feel them coming back together. It just needs one last push to all come together. And with that, though, with the intelligence that you gain from all of these, I need you to roll me a D100. With great power comes great madness.
8.
8. Okay. So you can choose what this is, but from here on out, as long as you want to retain the intelligence of these things, you have a specific task that you need to repeat over and over and over again from now on. Such as, like, say, washing your hands, touching wood, praying, or counting coins. It's up to you what you want to be doing with this, but you have a minor compulsion to repeat one task over and over and over again before you complete it. Before you do anything.
I wouldn't choose counting coins if I were Joe.
Yeah.
Speaking of coins, I started a money jar today.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh,
You're a little bit off the thousands of platinum that Joe has, but you're getting there.
He's getting there. He's starting getting into character for sure. All right, so yeah, you're bringing all these conscious minds together. Your nose is now bleeding. Cedric can see his nose, his eyes are bleeding as he's now just bringing all of the intelligence of like thousands of years of Grandmasters together. Because that's the kind of brain he is. That is your turn. Unless you want to look for anything else before they all merge together. Is there anything else you want to gain from these masters?
Would there be any armor?
Yeah.
Or
There would be. They created. Where is it? 2 seconds. Yeah, they would have. It's a recent armor that's been made. That's been designed specifically to kill the Feylords. This one master's crafted it to slay dragons and absorb their power. And he's made many things, and he became absorbed into this for his other creations. He never let anyone else know about this because he knew if anyone else would know about this, the Feylords would then eventually know about this and come after him. And so he buried it like deep in the ground of this city, deep underground. But there is a dragon slaying armor in a vault. You can see it how you just go through the sewers, you know the pathways, and there's a dragon slaying armor down below the ground.
okay.
Interesting.
So, moving on, we've got Cedric. What would you like to do? you going to release this questionable man into the thing?
Is in this instance of Soul Cage, is it time gated? Like Soul Cage lasts for 8 hours, so is this guy gonna be in Roadkill for 8 hours, or
He'll be in Rothgill for 8 hours, but if you release him into the machine, he's in there for good. It's essentially like
For good.
dismissing. Unless you want to recast it and try to find that specific soul again.
not particularly? Whoa. Joe's in pretty bad way. Knowing what Joe is going through, but not knowing what Joe is doing, I would probably, yes, release the soul into.
And with that,
One sec, I want to just read.
you can ask him any other questions if you want before he is released. I think you get like 3 questions. You've used 1.
Knowing who originated this would be handy.
Yeah, who. Do you know who originally created this?
I
A
do.
name.
I just need to go into my brain and find it again. Hold up.
Channel your inner Chikno and tell me who built this machine.
God, we still have to resurrect him.
Yeah.
We
The staff
do.
is full. We can go do that whenever. We just need to find time to go back to the tower.
It's kind of rude. We resurrected. How long's it been? It's like, oh, it's like 3 years. It's like, oh,
And the
were you
worst
busy?
thing is,
like,
we went there specifically to do that. Forgot about it. Left.
ugh. That's gonna be hard to explain to him.
I believe it was. Why do I make names that are really hard to pronounce? Eitri and Broker.
Oh, is it?
Eitri and Broker. They were brothers. They were the first founders of this place, and yeah, they built this. They wanted to live forever. They wanted to just
Are
have
they
their
in
legacy
there?
live on. I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
I can try to get in there if you release me.
Oh, God, I was gonna ask like who corrupted the machine, but that's actually a real
Who
question as well.
corrupted the machine?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hold on to you for a second.
You're going to hang on to him? Yeah, putting him in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Could I? Where am I in relation to the disc?
It's kind of over to your right.
Am I within 5 feet?
Yeah.
Can I try and smack it with the staff of power?
Okay. So, but you're inside the wall of force at the moment.
No, that's concentration, so it disappeared.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can try to smack it with the staff of power. You're not trying to break the staff of the power on it, are you?
No, the staff's got like 8 loads of charges left.
So
Nope.
what do you...
I miss.
Okay. Fair
I just take like a wild swing.
Okay,
miss.
you're just smacking it, trying to hit it.
Yeah.
Totally miss it. Well, you hit it, but it just doesn't do anything. Okay. That is Cedric. Grog's turn. I will do the same. I'll grab your staff and smack it off the machine. So that is very close. That's going to be... That absolutely hits. That is a 5 less 2 plus 4 is 9 damage. Okay. This thing is still standing. He's gonna then also bring up the big supercharged thing, hit it with it. That's gonna hit. It's gonna be a endless. Okay, that's 20 damage. Yeah, so Grog's just smashing away, smacking with the thing, clawing at it, doing lots of damage. That's my turn. It's Ebic's turn. You are inside
I have
the machine again.
to roll a death save because I am down.
You're down!
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Sure, I took 60 points of
The force and...
took
yeah,
120 from
Oh,
the force
fuck.
damage, and then
Yeah.
40 from the
Yeah.
thing, and then whatever else.
Shit. Oh my god. And the water is coming in and flooding this place.
What's a death save again? 'Cause I don't
You
know.
just roll
It's
a
just a
d20.
D20.
You've never had to roll a death save. That's amazing. So it's a d20, and if it's 11 or higher, it's a success. 10 or lower, it's fail.
Okay, I got a 13.
Okay, so that's one success. You get 3 successes before 3 fails. Wow, that's really funny.
I haven't been down in like.
Probably
I've been down like twice
Yeah.
before this. I went down to one of the
Early
centipede
levels.
things.
Yeah.
The first thing, and then I got fucked up by those nightmare horses in like
Oh, yeah.
day one.
yes,
Oh my
horses,
god, the
okay.
horse. Forgot about the horses.
Yeah.
It took me like 3 months to get incapacitated by that first like fire centipede,
Yeah, yeah. God.
and then since never.
You're the opposite of
Diego.
Diego.
Horses.
What is
and
death?
peas in our water. Okay, so that is your turns. We then go to the machine's turn, the masterpiece's turn.
Oh.
Doesn't get its thing back, but it will start to target. Well, these two are exposed now, so it will do a target both Cedric and Joe. So the pair of you, 2 of these bolts smash into the pair of you. You both take 60 points of force damage and are pushed
Can
back
I
5 feet.
can I Misty Step as a reaction?
Is it a spell as a reaction?
Oh no, I can't. No, okay, I'm down.
Okay.
I would be down, but my tattoo activates, so I'm on
Shit.
1.
Nice. So you slam it across the face. You are pushed 5 feet back. You unplug from the thing. Now with all of these conscious minds inside your body, yeah, you get set back 5 feet away from the machine. Disconnecting. You have to reconnect now to finish off what you're doing. You back up on 1
Don't
HP.
suppose Rodgill falls into the water as I die.
It's down by your side. I'm gonna say Rodgill Sword. Rodgill is there. Flies out of your arm. On the side. Not in the water, but just over here in the clockworks. There are a few gears and stuff like pulling it into the mechanism. But is it a concentration though for the keeping the spirit inside the soul cage?
I'm looking at it now. No, it's there until the spell ends or I destroy the cage.
Okay, cool.
And you said if I want to release him, I can.
Yeah. All right. It's another fail by Burr. It's 2 fails. This was going really well, and then it just took like just a complete turn.
I mean, unavoidable damage is rough.
Diego.
Granted, if we had Joe fighting as well, it probably would have been better.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Alright,
but like, if you take it, I'm a turn away from ending it anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Diego is just gonna go over to Burr and start. I don't exactly know how. What's Burr's species again?
He's a
Twiggin?
Wilden.
A wilder.
But
I don't
he's,
know how.
wild and corrupted with magic.
Yeah.
I don't know how they work, so I'm just gonna start stuffing bits of like herbs from my healing kit into any like
Orifices.
any holes I can find, any orifices, and I'll stabilize him.
Okay.
And that is more or less my turn.
Stabilized. Still unconscious, but stabilized. No longer dying. Okay, so that is you stabilizing him there. Now we go to yourself, Joe. You're knocked back. Your ears are ringing. Blood's coming out of your eyes and your nose. And cough up a bunch of blood. You're still okay, but you are fucked.
Right. So I'm currently out of the thing, am I?
Yeah, you've been unplugged out of the thing. You can go back in, but it's going to take your turn to get back into the thing. You're also aware of the Rothgill fueled with this spirit as well. Oh, I don't know if you would be. Yeah, it's up to you what you want to do.
Right. I'm just gonna run through what I'm hoping to do.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So I'll use like my artificer trait to store a spell
Okay.
in my chest piece,
Uh-huh.
and I'll store Revive
Revive.
or
Revivify.
Oh,
Revivify.
okay, yeah.
so that if I die, I come back on one,
Okay.
and then I'll go back under.
Yeah. Okay. You got it. Yeah, that all sounds good. Is it an action to store a spell?
Yes.
Okay, so it'd be an action to store the spell. You can start plugging yourself back in, but it would be an action to plug yourself back into this thing as well.
I'll just read this first.
But I'm happy to
Every
say if
little
you
thing
want,
matters
we can
now.
we can send a pulse into you, so you go back to 1 HP. If that's something you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
I can say that I'll say that it would if you do. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So you want to spend your action doing that? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you fill yourself with this energy again, start to slowly make your way back to the machine. Do you want to move anywhere? Are you happy where you are? Will I move you back towards where you were to be plugged in again?
Yeah, back towards the.
Alright. So get you back into the machinery again. We'll now go to... it's Cedric. Your turn.
Where's my dice go? That is a fail.
Okay. That is fail. And as you do sink deeper again, you're now back into that dying state of the elf that you were seeing through the eyes of. And they're now starting to bring the power of the mist into their body to give at least a few of their fingertips the ability to move and cast enchantments and cast somatic components as they start to now revive and bring back to life the spirits of those who were just disintegrated a few moments ago. They start to pull their spirits towards the house, and they start to pull spirits of others they've betrayed around them back to the house, and these spirits start to march up the stairs one after the other and start to carry his paralyzed body onto a table as they begin to operate and tear him open and start to stuff him with arcane components.
Right.
This is Gostar. I was going to obviously just punch this thing. He's gonna make an intelligence check. That's a natural one. No, he's in a blind rage. He's just he is just punching like a madman. It's a 2 and a 3, so the first one doesn't do anything, and that's another 3, and he's just pounding mindlessly at the disc. It's not doing anything, and that's his turn. Unfortunately, it's Evic's turn. Evic, I'll get you to make another death save.
Okay. 11.
11, so that's
Pass.
one success. That's a pass. As you sink deeper as well, and you start to hear the sounds of like crashing waves in your dreams, you're now back on the deck of the ship, and you watch as the ship is being like broken apart as it's being sucked into this vortex that your brother Sleepy dragged you and your crew towards, and all the planks are flying into the center of this vortex, and you fall forwards. Each of your brothers falling into the center one by one. You're the last one to fall in, trying to grab hold of them. You grab Happy's hand. He kind of slips out of your grasp and pulled into this incredibly strong gravity that's at the base, and you watch as you fall last. This eye is at the bottom looking up at you, and you fall into the iris, and you feel your conscious and your mind, your body be pulled apart and stretched and warped as you fall through oblivion. Alright. That's, I think, back at the top of the... Oh no, it's this thing's turn. And as you're now trying to hook yourself back up, it is going to hit you again, Joe, with another... Actually, first of all, it doesn't get its thing back, it doesn't get its charge back, but the machine itself now just completely rejects you, sends you flying back, crashing into Diego. You take another 60 points of force damage. You get sent flying back from the machine. Consciousness leaves you, and your armor pulses energy back in you, stabilizes you again. Blood vomits out of your mouth. You're like barely conscious. Your machine is doing most of your work. Your armor is doing most of the movement now at this stage, as you're just barely conscious. Your vision fading in and out. I will get you to make roll me a d20, please.
5.
You know there's a lot of internal bleeding going on right now. So I can you make a Constitution saving throw?
21.
Okay, that's fine. You managed to shrug off the internal bleeding, and you get your action next turn. You don't lose your action.
What a sentence.
You shrug off the internal bleeding.
Rub some dirt in it.
Move forward. Next attack is going to Grug or Diego. It's gonna roll a d4. Let's see. Do you want to be odd or even?
Odds.
It's a 4. It goes for Grug as the disc slams him in the face and sends him across the ice, flying back from it. And he takes 60 points of force damage. That's he's got about 20 health left. As he's like his whole face is just busted inwards.
He's grand.
I'm okay. Gives his thumbs up.
Sometimes you hit the rock, and sometimes the rock hits you.
That is so smart. Vomits a
Oh
bunch
dear,
of blood onto
Greg.
the ice.
I'm
your
very
turn.
worried. Fuck me. Yeah, I'm just going to. Ebek's still unconscious. Yeah, is he like near the top of the hole, or do I have to dive down in? And
You don't know where Ebek's gone or what he's up to.
Okay, so I wouldn't even know if he's down. Okay, well then I would just turn to Cedric and start fucking stuffing herbs in his mouth.
Alright. So, Cedric, you are stabilized. Give me a medicine check, actually. See if you can bring him up to 1 HP.
Yeah, medicine, please. Ooh,
Dragonborn
22.
I'm gonna say you're back up with 1 HP. With Burr, he's a bit of a stranger kettle of fish, but we can definitely bring Cedric up to 1 HP.
Am I conscious or
You're
unconscious?
conscious. You're conscious with 1 HP,
Okay.
which is kind of a little more dangerous because if you do go to minus your HP, you just instantly die. But
Yeah, if I take
any of those.
another hit, if I let it know I'm alive, I'm dead.
No pressure. Okay, so we go from you to now Joe. You're back up. Armor is pretty much moving your whole body at this stage. You're on 1 HP again. What do you want to do?
Yeah. So I'm standing right in front of the machine, haven't I?
Yeah, you're about 5 feet away from the plugging yourself back in.
I'll stand up, bit the blood out of my mouth, dive back in.
Alright. Fair play. So you go back in, hook yourself back in. Give me another intelligence check.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm imagining Zorro right now, Craig.
19.
19. Yeah, you're hooked back in, ready to like take on the conscious mind again. You are broken, both mind and body. Your soul is next. Like you're hanging on to dear life by a thread, but you fall back in to the machine. You know, floating through the subconsciousness of this deity. Okay. Next round, you can try to fix it all, bring it all together. We're gonna hop over to Cedric. You're on the ground, alive somehow, looking around in your own pool of blood.
I will.
Your leg has fallen off. Absolutely, your leg has.
Yeah, my leg's gone. I would accept that.
It is in the mechanisms, and it's like you're watching as it's slowly being crushed inside the machine.
I will grab onto the Staff of Power, and just like tap it off the ground and cast Wall of Force using the Staff of Power around myself, Joe. I suppose Diego's in there too.
I suppose I get the. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Make it like an ace to cut him out of it.
okay,
Fucking passive aggressive. Thanks for that.
Nah, I'm done with healing you. This is, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die now. Okay, cool. So you envelop all three of you for this last move. The Staff of Power loses another few charges, or however many charges it has. Okay. Then we go to Grog. Moving across the ice. His like skin is sticking to the ice and peeling away, leaving like bloody footprints as he goes around again. Brings his fists up and tries to clobber the mirror or the disc. Reckless attack. Just about hits. That's a 23. That's not very much damage by Grog. Okay, it's 5 more damage. Okay. Okay. And then he's gonna attack one more time. It's gonna hit. Lead. That's 6. That's 12 more damage. As he just stabs it in, breathing heavily. You can do another. You can do necrotic damage. So I forgot to do that. Another 7 necrotic damage. Cool. That's it. That's my move. It's Ebic's turn. You are recollecting dreams of plummeting towards his eye. Give me another death saving throw.
Last death saving throw. Come on, boys. Ooh, a 9.
Okay, it's
That's a fail.
It's one fail, so that's 2 fails and 1 success.
You're good.
You're still conscious, and you do plummet and fall through, and you feel your mind.
Wait, there's 11 success.
11 success, yeah.
Yeah, so I have 2 successes and 1 fail.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know why I thought 11 was my bad. Sorry. But yeah, you do feel your mind kind of like splitting and breaking, and you do. For a moment, you find yourself in the subconscious mind of Sleepy, who's falling through the sky, looking down below at this black, cracked city, and collapses, lands down superhero pose on the ground, and then from the sky, an eyeball lands into his eye. He clutches it and pockets it, looks around, starts to make his way into the world of Gostar. Okay. It's now Burr's turn. He's unconscious. Diego. No, sorry, no. Wait, the machine thing gets to go. So
Uh-oh.
Grug, immediately the disc just flies over, goes right into his chest, sends him back. He falls unconscious. He's gonna roll a d20, see what happens to him.
Do I need to roll a d20 as well? Because I was technically downed.
Yeah. Give me a d20. Oh, no, well, no, you've lost your leg. So I think that's fine.
Okay.
No, you're good. With this, that's hilarious. He rolled a 3, so he goes down, tries to grab the disc. It rolls around him, like spirals around his body, like cutting him all open, and then starts to spin around his leg, starts to spiral down, and eventually rips off the entirety of his leg. He's lost his leg and is dying. I'll roll. It's his left leg, from the knee up.
Bad. We've lost so many legs in the past week.
You either have both your eyes or both your legs.
And he is unconscious and dying on the ground. Next one goes to Burr and shoots him up into the air. He's just like this rag doll, crashes back down, and he's no longer stabilized. He's dying again now with 2 death saves. Death fails. Failed. Is it when you
Jesus
take damage
Christ.
you take 2?
When you're down, if you take damage, you take 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, he is now...
Isn't this only 1 unless it's a crit?
No. When you're down, all attacks crit, and crits do 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So... Yeah, so he has 2 failed death saves. As he cracks down onto the ground, like just in a pile. And that is his turn.
We're falling apart.
Falling apart, guys. Okay, now it's Diego's turn.
Alright, well, Diego's just gonna like...
Burr has to make a save first.
Fuck, oh god.
Okay. You don't know if he's alive or dead, but
Burr has made a save. Okay. Diego will turn around and kind of like check if Burr's still alive.
Give me a perception check or a medicine check. It's your choice.
I'll go... Oh, it's kind of not much of a muchness. I'll go medicine. 18.
18. He's in a crumpled heap, but you can see his head has turned like 180, and his back. He's dead.
Cheekno's gonna have to wait a little longer.
Fuck. Okay. I'm in the fucking wall of force at the moment, aren't I?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
There is a little
Am I
bit of
allowed to?
ground below you, which you can hack at if you want, but I don't know.
Am I allowed to move through the wall of force, or is it like?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Pretty sure nothing physical.
All right. Well then,
Nothing.
Diego's
nothing
gonna
else.
take his anger out on the floor and any loose wires he can see. Yeah. That's 27 to hit.
That is, yeah. You just go into a blind rage, unable to like reach your friend. You just start tearing down through the floor below you.
Okay, I have an idea.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
And I'll get a con save from the machine, please.
Might that one?
It might that one, that's all I need.
That's a 26.
26, alright. Second attack is a 29 to hit. It does.
Yeah. Just dig.
11 damage. And I'll get another con save.
You got it. It's a 22.
Fuck me. One day. One day it'll fail. Unarmed strike
Yeah, you're just
is a
tearing
nat.
through circuitry now.
That one misses, and my final unarmed strike is a hit. for 9 damage, and I'll get 1 more con save.
Got it. Yeah, you're just tearing through stuff, you're pulling stuff out, and it's also like, it's not just covered in oil, it's covered in the same silver liquid. It's like you're ripping through organs or like intestine. You got a natural 20. It's just this, like, you get like electrocuted, like you get like a pulse of electricity goes through you as you like hit some main wire. You're okay, but yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
Gotta fucking dig into its heart.
You keep digging, you're burying yourself down deeper. You do see light down below, and you can see there's a hollow, there's a crevice, there's something below here that you're digging down into. Okay, it's with that, Joe, you are hooked in. Give me an intelligence check.
Dirty 20.
How do you want to take over this machine and shut it down? What do you want it to do?
Alright, so when I've like established the connection, I'll just have the lights like flicker for a second, and then just get the machine to just go down on its hands and knees.
As you do, the whole machine just its hands come down, crushes several thousand civilians. No. Gently they press the hands down. Comes out. And then everything slows, falls silent, and you have full control.
I'll just like put it in rest mode.
Put her in reverse.
Put it in neutral.
Then just like establish that I can make basically fast connections.
Yeah.
Like direct connect.
Easily done. You've now you've absorbed all these conscious minds, and you are the one controlling. As long as you're plugged in here, you can come in and out. No problem. You can, yeah. And you've also simultaneously managed to calm all the broken, scattered minds into one uniform mind again that you can control.
Okay.
Do I still have your man in my sword?
You do still have your man in your sword. He has one mind that is not in there. Alright. And with that, you're out of combat.
Are we out of combat?
Yeah. There
There's
is
a-
death saves still being rolled, but
Yeah. Can I
no immediate danger.
cast Detect Magic, searching for enchantment magic in the liquid?
Yeah.
And then, like, just direct Diego, that's where he is, to get, at least get Epic out of the liquid.
Yeah, you can tell he's below.
Okay.
Oh yeah?
I was gonna say, like, please help.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, and with that, you know, even the fastest route is straight down where you were digging through, and you just start to weave your way through the circuitry, coming out, like, burst out the other side, land down by Epic. This room is filling up quite quickly. He's just floating at the top of it. You're in the silvery water. You're pulling him up, and you can stabilize him and start to claw back through where you were, push him up through the gap, widening it, pushing away the circuitry, and bring him back up top where you are now. You're stabilized, and you can eventually come to consciousness. You look down around. Give me a roll me d20. For Epic.
Oh, 14.
14. Yeah, okay. You're fine. You have a lot of kind of wounds opened up all over your body, and they're kind of filled with this silver liquid, which probably isn't good, but you're fine. Nothing severe at the moment. Yeah, you're just, as long as you have that inside of you, your maximum hit points are gonna gradually go down every day. But at the moment, no immediate effects are happening. And you, yeah.
I was just gonna like list a few things that I would like to do, but if there's
Of course, so, just say this. You come back to Epic, you see everyone around you, your vision's kind of refocusing. What would you like to do, Cedric?
start pouring alcoholic healing liquid onto my leg just to stop any bleeding or whatever.
Fuck.
Not enough that I get like intoxicated, but then I'd like to equip the Rod of Resurrection.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you kind of pour it over. Luckily, there's not a whole bunch of bleeding. A lot of it's kind of sealed anyway. Well, it's like you pulled off a scab. Essentially, it is bleeding a bit. And you pour it over, grab the Rod of Resurrection, and yeah.
I'll touch it to Burr to resurrect him. Well, I cast the spell
You got it.
Resurrection.
And with that, there is a chance that...
There's also a chance that the rod explodes.
Yeah, so
It doesn't.
It doesn't? Okay.
It doesn't.
So, for the next while, it takes -4 penalties on all attack roll saving throws, like everything else. Okay, so with that... he comes back, but every time someone will come back from the dead, it gets harder to come back each time. Luckily, Burr hasn't died before, I don't think, has he?
I don't think so, no.
I don't.
No, I
believe
think
so.
the only person that's properly died.
I think Diego's properly died
Yeah.
once or twice.
Yeah, that's my thing, though. Like,
No one else can steal this from you. But yeah, you watch as you bring the staff towards him, and there's just this one thing. It feels like a drop of water landing on a lake. There's just this silence that fills the room for a second, and you then slowly watch as Burr's head rotates back, kind of clicks back. You see the kind of like roots and vines kind of pop back into place, which kind of resemble a spine, and his arms kind of fix back into place as well. He decrumples, straightens out, and fuck! Kind of rolls over and looks at you, Epic, who's lying beside him. He just grabs your face and just gives you the biggest schnog ever.
It's gonna get weird, guys. Not gonna lie.
both of you are like nearly dead. You have internal bleeding.
Aggressively making out.
He's
On
just
that
laying his fingers
thing.
through your hair, grabbing, pulling your hair, just trying to get you as close to him as possible.
Casting such a strong spell as well, I think that's gonna, I'm just gonna pass out.
You're gonna tuck her eye and collapse down onto the making out Chads over here. Grug is still dying. I'm just gonna roll for.
Yeah, once I get a chance, I'm gonna stabilize her.
You got a natural one there
I'm not
as well,
just
so
gonna
that's
walk.
2 fails straight up. As he's just on the ground.
Diego's like, oh shit, yes.
Crawling over. Patch up the leg, and he is stabilized. Completely out of it though as well. He's passed out. Cedric's passed out. All of you are pretty fucking exhausted, gathered around in this dark, gloomy space. You managed to save this city, but like you're all just absolutely fucked. And the last thing, Cedric, as you fall down to the side, lose consciousness, you see a figure standing in the eye socket of this creature, looking in, just kind of peeping around the side, holding onto the side, holding a pair of large scissors, and she quickly dashes away. and we're gonna leave it
Well, I'm
there
unconscious.
for this episode, this session. Yeah,
God damn.
thank you all
That was
for-
fucking. Oh.
The only one that saw what we did and knows we saved the town turned into dust in the machine.
You can now say that you've defeated.
I can just move the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Why do I feel like you're just gonna want to be the machine from now on?
Shit, this is.
Well, like we technically
Joe
have a moving
walks it
base.
over. He walks it over to Star Platinum and just like, I'm in charge now.
Thanks for saving the city.
We literally have a like moving base.
Yeah.
You have a Megazord now.
Are we going
Yeah.
to steal this town's god?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
I have your
Okay,
god now.
I just wanted to
What
stabilize
is it
it.
with this town's god? I'm
Oh,
the
sorry.
god now.
You are
I'm
the
the god now.
Yeah. You have a Megazord, which I have stats for, and we can go into that next time, and you can each take up a part of this machine and control different parts of this machine.
It's time to box a Tarask. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I feel I really missed an opportunity by not calling my character Tony at the start.
This is bigger
Might have been a
than
bit on the
anything
nose.
he's made in the movies.
Because I am just Iron Man at this stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back to the Yeeters story. I don't know when, because Marcus, you're going to Australia.
I am indeed. But we can sort something out, or you guys can play on without me. Either or. It's... Oh, that's all.
We'll try and sort something.
Yeah. Like yeah, I'm happy to work around it. It's a 10-hour time difference.
So we'll figure stuff out whenever people are craving it. We can probably organize something, but I guess they won't be super regular for a little while. For
Yeah.
a year or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done, guys. You can now say that you've officially defeated a Marut.
Marut.
Yeah. Which are one of the scariest creatures in D&D.
A root.
M-A-R-U-T. There was also a thing of a similar challenge rating, but harder to defeat because you couldn't shut it down, and that would have been a Clockwork Colossal, which is a homebrew monster. But yeah, no, Marut's pretty cool shit.
CR25.
I believe in you guys. I know what you guys are capable of.
Apparently.
I knew hacking it was the right way to go.
Yeah, no. It had 123 health left.
So we did like 310
About 20
damage
Yeah, 310 damage. Yeah.
ish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
Armor class 22. Yeah.
It can hover.
Well, this I kind of reworked it and changed it up a bit because it's
Yeah.
fixed place.
At will plane shift.
Yeah, that's the scary one. That's kind of a bit fucky and just splits the party. It can just take someone back to I can't remember what the dimension is. It's basically where all worlds converge in original vanilla D&D lore, and it just takes you to
Yeah.
that place, and you're just stuck there. And it goes off, grabs another person, brings them back, separates out all the party, kills them all one by one.
God damn. Amazing.
Yeah. Pretty
That's okay then.
I'll end the stream anyway, and thank you for anyone who's been watching, and we'll see you when we see you. See you later.
So you guys.
Adios.
Bye.
That.